We get tons of questions from people asking us about Thompson Falls and that whole Highway 200 corridor that runs up from Plains all the way up to the Idaho border. So in this video, we're going to take a drive over to Thompson Falls, show you a little bit of Plains and Thompson Falls. Let's go grab Hillary and head west. So the drive from the Flathead Valley is pretty nice down to Thompson Falls. As you can see here, you go along Flathead Lake, and we'll go through hot springs here in a minute. And it's just, you're in pretty rural country here in this part of Montana. I mean, once you get off of Flathead Lake, you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, as they say. Right here, we're just near the town of Dayton along Flathead Lake, and there's a marina here and nice little town that's on the lake. But then once you head up the hill and west from Flathead Lake, you're out into the middle of, like I said, very rural Montana. And there's a long stretch right here before you get to Hot Springs, which you see right here. And Hot Springs is not very big at all. It's got a population of 557 people. And there's 4 or 5 different hot springs in town. It's kind of a cool little Montana town. If you ever get to it, you definitely need to check it out. And then the first town you'll hit once you get past Hot Springs is Plains, Montana, and it's on that Highway 200 corridor. So Plains has a population of 1,211 people, and the real estate here in Plains over the past year, there have been 62 homes sold, and they range in price from $87,000 for a 1-bedroom house with a detached garage right in the town of Plains. And it went all the way up to $1.2 million for a custom log home that sat on 20 acres outside of town. And right now, if you're interested, there are 10 places currently for sale in Plains. They start at $155,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house that is in town. And it goes all the way up to $1.8 million for a 7,000 square foot custom home that sits on 72 acres. And Plains is the home to the one hospital on this corridor here. And it also sits along the Clark Fork River that runs up the entire, Highway 200 corridor all the way up into Idaho. So from Plains up to Thompson Falls is 25 miles, and it's a great drive. You're going through this canyon. You're right along the Clark Fork River for the entire way. And the Clark Fork River starts near Butte, Montana, and it's one of the few rivers in the country that flows north. It flows northwest from Butte. It goes through Missoula. If you've ever been to Missoula, the river that goes right through town, that is also the Clark Fork. And it ends up into Idaho, into Lake Pend Oreille, and eventually that dumps into the Columbia River and out to the Pacific Ocean. So this corridor here is just a great spot. And as you can see, it's a beautiful drive. So if you're ever looking for a quick getaway, this is a good spot to go. So as you get into Thompson Falls, you will see the Clark Fork River to your left here, and one of the things that you may not know about Thompson Falls is the river is dammed up here in town, and it is obviously used for energy around Montana. But the whole town is based right on this river, and all of the activities around town are based, on the river, recreation, the dam. But just a beautiful little town. There's all kinds of parks and trails that are along the river, and it's just a great spot to hang out if you're ever up in this area. And Thompson Falls has a population of 1,520 people, and it's the county seat of Sanders County. And as far as real estate goes in Thompson Falls, over the past year, there have been 39 homes that have sold, and they ranged in price from $101,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house that was in town, all the way up to $798,000 for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that was on the river and sat on 4 acres. As far as what's available right now, There are 14 homes that are currently on the market, and they range in price from $259,900 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house that's in town, all the way up to $2.5 million for a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 6,300 square foot log home that sits on 3.5 acres outside of town. So when you get up to Thompson Falls from the Flathead Valley or wherever you're coming from, you kind of seem like you're out in the middle of nowhere. But the cool thing about Thompson Falls is there's a small road, and it goes to Wallace, Idaho, which is only 36 miles away. When you think about where you are in Thompson Falls, it feels like you're a million miles from everywhere. But if you take that road over to Wallace, you're right on Interstate 90 and close to Coeur d'Alene and all of that. So kind of a cool little spot if you have a 4-wheel or something and you want to take that road over to Wallace. But just beware, if you do take that road, it's very, very rural. You are out in the middle of nowhere, so make sure you have a good vehicle and plenty of fuel because there's not a lot out there and you don't want to get stuck out there. So if you continue north through town here, up towards Idaho, you're only going to run into 3 more towns before you get to Idaho, and they're very small. One of them is Trout Creek, the other is Noxon, and the last one is Heron. So that is what you're going to run into if you continue north on Highway 200, and then you get into Idaho and you'll eventually hit Sandpoint, and you can head down to Coeur d'Alene from there. So if you do have any interest in Thompson Falls, we just listed this great house that's just on the north side of town. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house that's 3,197 square feet, and it was built in 2005, and it's on a lot that's just under a 1/4 acre, and it's very close to the river. So if you have any interest, let us know, and we will give you more details.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information, and don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.